Oh, hey. Just down here putting some screws in the deck on the new front porch I built. You know what? I know I promised you guys a video, so why don't I take a break and show you what I did. Hey, welcome back to Grumpy Acres. Well, we're standing here on the front porch that we put on, and this build checked off a couple of boxes on the preparedness list, and it also took care of a couple of issues with the permaculture list too. First, let's do a quick look around. The front porch that was on the house when we bought it looked like this. As you can see, it was really rough. The wood was really old. Before we started building this, we took the fencing and posts out. But we were left with this front porch that had a ramp on it that was falling apart. And quite honestly, somebody was eventually going to get hurt. So we saved our money, bought the lumber, and we've been sitting on the lumber for, gosh, 6 months. We bought it back at the beginning of the summer because we got a really good deal on it, and we just saved it until we needed it. Had a long weekend last weekend, so I took the time, I tore the deck off and started building this. I think I've got, right now I've probably got 26, 28 hours into the build. Did it, basically, I had some help the first day. Darren from the Homesteader came over and he helped me get a square frame up. And after that, you know, aside from calling and asking for some advice, I basically built it myself, which is really satisfying. You know, if you guys, if you're not a carpenter, this is a really simple project that you can do. Get a helping hand if you have to. Dead simple, man. It's really satisfying to do it when you get it done. You know, and this is just the accumulation of all the building the chicken coops and working on the cabin over the last couple of years. I was able to put all those techniques together. I told you that this checked off some of the things on our list. First off, it takes care of sheltered preparedness. So this is 13 8 inches wide by 14 and something long, and it checks off the shelter preparedness. Because what it does is it gives us an outdoor living space. We're able to come out here and be outside. It's covered. It's got a tin roof on top of it, 1/2-inch OSB on it. But in fact, this morning it rained, and it was the first time since we had moved into this house that we were able to sit outside while it was raining and not get soaking wet. So it gives us an outdoor living space. It expands. I don't know. I haven't done the math on what the square footage of it is, but it expands our living space this much. And in a pinch, we can close it in and turn it into a 3-season room. Don't really want to do that. I kind of like it being open. I miss being able to sit out here. The west is that way, so I'll be able to sit out here on my deck furniture. I'll be able to watch the sun go down over the trees and to just enjoy an evening. So I'm really looking forward to that. You know, it also helps with the financial preparedness because, and this is a permaculture thing too, conservation of energy. Since this face west, in the summertime, the sun travels across here, and from early summer to early mid-fall, the sun hits the west side of the house and it heats it up, and it starts hitting it at about 11:30. So you're getting the hottest part of the day in the afternoon on this side of the house. Let's see if I can show you. So it heats up all these windows, right? And that door right there goes into the kitchen, and there's the living room and the other living room window. But what this has done, and we noticed this last week, it was kind of hot in the afternoon. It keeps the sun from shining on these 2 windows and that door and that wall. And Yoda said that in the afternoon, there was a good 5-10 degrees difference from what it normally is in there. And it was hot. It was hot during the day last week. It kind of cooled off Right now it's really nice. It's lower 70s, if not in the 60s. This feels like fall weather today, but it's supposed to get hot next week. You know, so it's conserving energy because we're not having to spend as much money cooling the house down. And financial preparedness, I don't know about you guys, but our electric bill, man, it went up like 40% last month. It's crazy. And we knew it was coming. They sent out a letter saying that these tax hikes were going to take into effect. Not tax hikes, but the rate increases. But so, you know, it takes care of these preparedness and permaculture things. You know, the permaculture, we're conserving energy. We're not using as much energy to cool the house down in the summertime. And I'm going to venture to guess that this is going to help in the wintertime because it's going to act as a pretty good wind block at times. You know, we're not going to have snow piled up against the door, and it's going to be really beneficial all year round. And like I said, it allows us to sit out here when the weather's nice, even when the weather's inclement. It's covered. We're not getting rained on. We won't get snowed on. I don't know about you guys, but I like bundling up and coming out here and just watching the weather. I'm trying to figure out how to get the chimney up here. We've got you can see it right over there. There's a chimney down there in the garden. I'm trying to figure out how to get it up here. Yoda says we put fire bricks down so that if sparks get out, they don't hit the thing. After that fire last February, I'm really hesitant to do that. But I'll do some research on it and see if we can't figure out a way to make it happen. If anything, I'll get a propane heater out here so we can have heat in the wintertime. Now, there are some things I still got to do. I got the roof finished last night. I got the tin on the roof last night. I've got to get screws in all the decking. All I did was tack down the ends. So in the middle, it's kind of, well, there you seeing the camera move with me bouncing my foot up and down. So I got to get screws in there. I've got to get, you can see right here behind me, I've got to get railings in place, and I've got a couple of railings here. This is not really high on the priority list right now because, like Angela said last night, you know, anybody that comes over as an adult, they can deal with it. You know, they're adults. They should be able to do it. But eventually, I do need to get it on there. It's something that needs to get on. I got a plan. I'm going to use cattle panel inserts in there. I did a fence over at the old place like that, and I really liked the look of it. And then B&Tag did that on their back deck after I ran that fence, because you know it started going through my mind. It's like, how can I do this? I want to do this. I wanted to do it on the porch at the old house, but we moved. But I saw theirs, and I'm like, oh, that looks good. That looks exactly the look I want. You know, so I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. Finally put that dream into action. Need to put a skirt around the bottom of it. Now, in just a second, we'll go off the deck so you guys can see what it looks like on the house. But got to put a skirt around the deck because not only do the chickens like going underneath there, the dog likes going underneath there. So we need to make it so they can't get underneath there. I'm real excited. If we look over here, so this wall right here is the outside wall of the storm shelter, and I'm going to scrape all this off. You can see the paint flecking off of it. I'm going to clean it off. I'm going to put a skim coat or something. I'm going to figure out how to put a skim coat on it, make it nice and smooth, repaint it. And I've got a projector, and we're going to turn the upper part here into a movie screen. So we'll be able to put the projector over here by the stairs and put projector and have entertainment out here too, which covers family preparedness. You know, it allows, it's what's it called? Quality of life type of stuff. You know, whenever the grandkids come over, we can throw a movie up there in the evening. They can eat popcorn and just have a really good time out here. And then you can blame. I'm going to blame Darren for this one, just at making another project for me. Hacks for the homesteader. He suggested that we put a bar right there in between the two posts, and I really wasn't. I wasn't too receptive of it when he said it, But I started thinking about it. I was like, that'd be really nice. We've got a couple of tall chairs for patio furniture, and it would be really nice to set them right there and be able to come out and eat a breakfast on the bar and just enjoy the sun coming up and everything. But, you know, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Yoda seems to like it too. Like I said, it was the first time. No, there's Roger. There he is, right there. See him? He was funny this morning. He was really funny this morning. I took the chicken fence, the Premier One chicken fence, which is only 28 inches tall, and I put it around the coop so that the turkey chicks can get out. And they're getting too big. They couldn't be in the little pen we had them in. So I let him out, and sorry about the break. Yoda has to run into town, so I took a break and had a conversation with her before she left. Anyway, back to Roger. So Roger had not been paying any attention to the turkey chicks, but they started running around, and he started noticing them. And he started figuring out that they were females. So he's standing out there, and he looked really confused, but he started fluffing up like he was. Well, anyway, when it started raining, they all went into the coop, so Roger was in there with them. And I guess he finally figured it out, because his tail, for the first time since Teddy disappeared, his tail was all fanned out, and he was all puffed up, and he was strutting around inside that coop, showing off for those chicks. So he's pretty darn happy right now. Anyway, back to the deck. Where was I? Oh, stuff that still needs to be done. Something else I need to do. If you look right down, let's walk over here. If you look right down there, that looks pretty darn rough. I need to put gravel down there at the bottom of the steps. It's about inch and a half too short, so I need to build it up. Eventually, we're talking about maybe putting concrete pad right there or something, but we'll see what it looks like. You know, we'll figure it out at some point. And then down here, once I get the porch done, this area right here, that's my pet tree. I let it grow this summer. It's going to come out here pretty soon, but I wanted to see how big it would get. But anyway, right down there, we're going to see this fall and winter about transplanting some of the driveway asparagus into that bed. And so we'll have an asparagus bed right here next to the house so that Yoda can see it. That's going to be in Zone 1. And I'm going to do a video on permaculture zones and how they fit into full spectrum preparedness and how they combine and help us create full spectrum homesteading. But anyway, we're going to put a patch here, and then I'm going to put a patch out there someplace so that when she sees it's coming up here, she'll know to take a walk over there into another zone and harvest it there too. But here, let's step off the porch for a little bit. Now, let's get it level for you guys. So that's what it looks like, and here's another picture of what the deck looked like before. Big change, you know. It looks way better. As soon as I get all the garden beds completely done and get some plants in them next summer or next spring, it's going to look really nice. It's going to be really nice. It's going to check off a couple more boxes, food preparedness around the front of the house. It's going to incorporate permaculture design elements into it, you know. So this is, believe it or not, as you can see, and as I've explained, even building a front porch or building a deck like this is part of full spectrum homesteading. All right, we're not building it just to build it. It's serving a purpose, and it's helping us live a life like we want to, right? Anyway, all right. I know it's a short video. Really, it's kind of hard. I didn't do a lot of. Actually, I didn't do any how-to stuff. I was doing it by myself, and just when you start filming it triples the amount of time you spend on a project, and I had to get it done over the weekend, or at least get it to this point over the weekend. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'm sorry, Roger's got a turkey hen or a turkey chick hanging out with him now. But if you enjoyed it, go ahead and share the video. Hit that notification bell when you want to see some more stuff. We got some really cool videos coming up. This whole full spectrum preparedness, turning it into full spectrum homesteading is real exciting. It's given us a real purpose to our videos now. We've been doing a lot of cool stuff, canning, cooking, seed saving, all kinds of neat stuff that we're going to get videos of for you guys. Anyway, till next time, go out and live a life done free, folks. That's what we're here for. Take care. Thanks, Milo.